Alright, welcome back to Metal Gear Rising.
The server room's ahead?
Yes, according to what I have here.
What should I expect to find? If they're VR training those brains, I'm guessing it won't look like your typical IT department.
Quite right. Most of it will likely be occupied by life support units, feeding oxygen and nutrition to the brains they have stored, you know. They would also need a server to feed them the VR data, but in terms of structure, it's really more brain storage and maintenance than a server room. But no doubt it makes a convenient euphemism for what they are really doing there.
Yeah, like how CIA agents refer to where they work as the company.
Indeed. Something like that would never arouse the suspicions of rank-and-file staff who may hear it. And I'm sure those complicit in this operation feel better not calling it the VR training room. Even something so simple as a name can help one ignore the truth of what they are doing. Truly fascinating how the human brain works.
So this, whatever room, that's where Sundowner's waiting, right? If he wants a fight, I wish he'd just get on with it. He didn't seem the type to run and hide.
Well, he is in charge of security, but I suspect this is not about business. If I had to guess, I would say he is toying with you, testing you, perhaps.
Whatever he's doing, it won't change what's going to happen once I finally catch up with him.
Yeah, so this next part's pretty interesting. I like this. It's the closest thing to a boss rush that this game is ever going to have. That would be something that I really would have loved them to have, like in the menu, just have a boss rush option where you can play through all the bosses, not at once, but, you know, one after another. Holy shit, fighting all the bosses at once would be a nightmare. Oh my god, I don't even want to imagine that.
What? Miss Charles? She's...
No. A spare body, if I had to guess. Likely controlled by an AI.
So, like Doctor said, this is not actually Mistral. Mistral is dead. This is just a spare body of Mistral's. And one of my favorite parts about this entire boss rush is that the lyrics will never actually kick into the song. And I've always taken that to kind of assume that, you know, there's something not quite right here. There's something empty about this. You know, the body isn't real. There's no person, like, actually there. So the lyrics don't kick in. It gives the song kind of the same feeling where there's kind of something missing. So yeah, when I was watching my friend play this part, he was really bad at this for some reason. He beat Monsoon on his first try, and then he got to Mistral again and just could not win for some reason. Even though I would say arguably she's a lot easier the second time around. Because look at this, this is maybe like 30 seconds in and I'm already done. And now we have destroyed Mistral for a second time. And let's just get the hell out of here. Or not. I think that's the way we came in. And of course we have to fight Monsoon again. I'm not gonna lie, I was very, very mad when I saw this the first time, because I'd probably spent the last like hour or so trying to defeat Monsoon. Because like I said, I took a while to defeat Monsoon. It took me a couple tries. And then when I got to this part, I was like, I have to fight him again? I was so mad. Also, one of my favorite things about using Ripper mode is the fact that Raiden will just laugh sometimes. Like, as soon as you click the both buttons, it's both sticks, you have to click them down to activate it. Raiden will just do this kind of like thing, and it's really, really hilarious. I don't know, I'm definitely not doing as good against Monsoon as I did in his actual boss. I don't know why. Where'd his head go? Oh, that was his head. Damn it! I don't know how I messed that one up. But yeah, again, like I said during the fight with Monsoon, you know what, I think the reason that I am doing better or doing worse against Monsoon is because you're in permanent Ripper mode during the first fight with Monsoon. There is a boss camera. You can get the camera to center on the boss. And that's probably what I should be doing. But, I don't know. Wow, this is tight corners. But yeah, like I said during the fight with Monsoon, it's like riding a bike. If you could do it once, you could do it again. Like, I'll probably never ever die to Monsoon again. How did that not work? Well, down goes... Oh, that was so cool. I love how he just falls apart like that. But yeah, that's Monsoon. I'm gonna get like a... Okay, I'm gonna get a B. I figured I'd get a C, because I did pretty atrociously against Monsoon there. Don't worry, I'll make up for it by beating the boss of this level. But good. He gonna die.
Don't disrupt the students while class is in session. I believe you're familiar with the lesson plan. The same regimen you went through in Liberia. Effective program. Just look how you turned out. Of course, running it in the real world just got a bit too complicated. Doing it virtually, though, no fuss, no muss. Straight to the brain. It's like a dream.
If you'll notice, this room is actually shaped like a brain.
Is the wrong word. They do kill some POWs, some civilians. They enjoy it though. We give their pleasure centers a nice big jolt every time. Plus, they get a shiny new body as a graduation present. Another thing you have in common. I chose this. They're kids, you son of a bitch. And kids are cruel. All people are by nature. They just lose touch with it as they get older. Start thinking they know right and wrong. That's immoral. War crime this, code of conduct that. Kids, you can mold, manipulate into performing all kinds of atrocities. And there's nothing like a good atrocity to keep a war going. That's why I'm shutting you down. You just don't see the bigger picture, do you? Say you bring this whole place down. Waltz out of the rubble with all these precious brains. Nothing changes. All the guys in charge are long gone. We've got offices around the world. We're just suppliers. We don't create the market for war. And who does? The Patriots are gone. Those guys just manage the war economy. They didn't invent it. Did you think every battle in history was all part of some big old conspiracy? Bullshit! War is just part of who we are. Why fight it? Anyway, none of this will matter in 3 hours. Demand for PMCs is about to skyrocket. Like the good old days after 9/11. What are you talking about? Not here. Follow me.
Raiden, get Sundowner. Do not lose him this time.
So, as if you couldn't already tell, Sundowner will in fact be the boss of this level. I was honestly, the first time I played this game, expecting him to be, like, either the final boss or one of the final bosses. Not, like, you know, kind of toward the end of the game, but I don't know. I was a little disappointed with Sundowner's fight. Like, he has a fun fight, but I think out of all the Desperado members, he definitely has the weakest fight, and that's really disappointing. He's also piss easy, I think. But we'll get to the fight when we get to it. There's some collectibles in this room. And like I said, I think it's supposed to look like a brain. At least it looks like a brain to me. But sometimes you see what you want to see. Who knows? And there's kind of a little Easter egg over here somewhere. I do like that this fight takes place in the rain, because I do love rain. But over there, there's another one of those dwarf geckos on top of another dwarf gecko. Like, how did one rocket not just do the job? I'll never understand that. But up here, we will enter into the fight with Sundowner.
How's this, Jack? We can play up here without damaging the merchandise.
What happens in 3 hours?
Don't matter. You're too late. Even at Mach 2, you wouldn't make it. And killing you is gonna take some time. Slow and painful. You can be cooler than that, Jack.
So don't get me wrong, I do really like this fight with Sundowner. It's, you know, any boss in this game is like a million times better than any other boss in any other game. But it's just a little disappointing. Now, there's a big gimmick here where Sundowner has these Doc Ock arms. You can cut those off to make the fight a little... Actually, cutting his arms off actually makes him tougher. I think that's the thing that most people have a problem with in this fight, is that they don't know how to properly use blade mode. And if you have a good grasp on blade mode, like I'd like to think I do, this boss is really piss easy. And this is another one of those things where when I was watching my friend play this, I had to take over for him because he just could not beat Sundowner for some reason. That was all my bad right there. If you hit the thing improperly, what happens is that they're kind of rigged to explode. So you have to hit the arms. You can't actually hit the shield parts. You have to hit the arms. And the song that's playing is Red Sun. It's not great. So that's probably one of the most notorious lines in the game. And I'm really glad I got him to say it. Because Sundowner, he's pretty funny when you fight him. He just spouts all kinds of one-liners, but his best one is definitely, "I'm fucking invincible!" Like, as I'm currently beating his ass. It's pretty great. But yeah, this song isn't great, and neither is the fight. It's good, but I'd say it's better once you get his shields out of the way, because he becomes much tougher. He gets a lot more aggressive, really. And also, that's how you get the lyrics to kick in. See, now it's a fight. This is so much better. I wish he was always like this. And this is also a really cool attack that he has. Don't really worry about the helicopters that much. It's not really a big deal. And this is one of those attacks. It doesn't look like you can parry it, but you can parry it. If these guys would just get out of the way, I could focus more on Sundowner. Yeah, Sundowner's almost down. Okay, that was a big mistake on my part. And now we've pretty much entered into the end bit here. And that's Sundowner. Oh, god damn it. The battery would start dying now, wouldn't it? But if you'll notice, that little piece of music that just played is very similar to the Peace Walker theme. They'll kind of sneak that in a lot of songs in this game, which is really awesome, because the Peace Walker theme is best theme. But this is really cool. This is an exciting as hell way to beat, to beat this boss. I may not love this boss, but it still does have its really good moments. As soon as you get his arms off, it becomes a completely better fight, and this part's really cool. So while it isn't the best boss in the game, it's still really memorable. And that's just so cool. I don't think there was a checkpoint in between this part, so I think if you fuck up here, that might be like just it. Also, I love that so much. Yeah, take that, dickhead. And now Sundowner is Hamburger. Parts of Sundowner just rain down on the city. Oh man, what an awful day these people in this city are having.
Attaboy, Jack.
What happens in 3 hours?
He'll launch Operation Tecumseh.
Who? Armstrong?
I've already said too much. I have a call to make.
Got yourself shaving?
Asshole. He's good. Real good. You knew this would happen, didn't you? Well, you get your wish. Up to you now. Sam.
Raiden here. I've taken Marshall HQ.
Yeah. I have just entered Denver airspace. I will be there soon.
Hurry.
Raiden, what Sundowner said.
I know. Anything that'll rival 9/11 cannot be good.
And in 3 hours, maybe less. He said even Mach 2 could not get there in time.
If he was serious, that's over 4,000 miles away.
4,500. So whatever it is, it's not happening on American soil.
If it's gonna spike demand for PMCs, it's gotta be a political hotspot. A coup or civil war in a stable region wouldn't have a domino effect.
And they'd want to draw in a superpower. No.
What?
The president. He's on his way to Pakistan. If something happens to him there...
Oh, shit. The War on Terror Part 2.
Contact the military.
Official channels are frozen since Mexico. Unofficial channels would take too long.
Besides, what's our proof? Who's gonna believe us over World Marshal?
Then we have to get there first.
Невозможно. Impossible. It is the other side of the planet. Even if we were in the world's fastest jet right now, it's not even close.
Hold up. It's not a jet we need.
Courtney?
An RLV would make it with time to spare.
That's...
Mach 23 if we're talking 1 atmosphere. 17,650 miles per hour.
That would make Pakistan in under half an hour.
Right. Contact Solus.